Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that the world around you isn't quite what it seems. Not in a conspiracy theory kind of way, but something deeper, more profound, like peering behind the curtain of a grand illusion. What if everything we experience, the highs, the lows, the everyday grind, is part of a vast, dreamlike simulation? And what if you held the key to stepping outside it, to rewriting the code itself? That's the adventure we're embarking on today. Pull up a chair, take a deep breath, and let's explore how to unlock that hidden power within you. By the end of this, you might just see your reality in a whole new light. Let's start with the basics. We all navigate life thinking it's solid, predictable. Gravity pulls us down, time marches forward, and our choices seem to shape our paths. But have you ever stopped to wonder why some things feel unbreakable? Why, no matter how hard we try, certain limits persist? Like the cap on human lifespan or the stubborn laws of physics. It's as if there's an invisible programmer setting the rules, and we're all players in their elaborate game. I like to think of it not as a cold computer sim, but as a collective dream. A shared vision where consciousness dips in and out, experiencing fragments of infinity. This isn't about doubting your existence, it's about expanding it. Recognizing that while we're immersed in this dream, true change comes from awakening to the dreamer. Think about it this way. Inside the dream, you're bound by its logic. You can run, jump, even fly if you're lucid enough, but the core script remains. That's what I call inner intention, the effort we pour into our daily lives. Want to build wealth? You hustle, save, invest. It's gritty, it's real, and it works, up to a point. But it's like rearranging furniture in a room without touching the walls. The space stays the same. Now, contrast that with outer intention. This is the magic, reaching beyond the dream's boundaries to influence the source. It's like whispering to the universe, or what some might call the collective consciousness, and watching ripples reshape everything. No force, no struggle, just alignment with something greater. I remember a time in my own life when this clicked. I was stuck in a rut, chasing goals that felt hollow. One evening, during a long walk through the woods as the sun dipped low, an idea hit me like a bolt. What if I stopped fighting the current and instead built a bridge to the other side? That's when I started experimenting with what I now think of as vessels, not literal ships, but symbolic containers for your desires. You craft them with intention, release them into the world, and let the outer force fill them. It could be as simple as writing a vision on paper, sealing it in an envelope, and mailing it to yourself, or creating a small ritual object that represents your dream. The key? Detachment. Once it's out there, you trust the process. In my case, that walk led to a breakthrough. Opportunities flowed in ways I couldn't have orchestrated alone. But why does this work? Let's dip into some fascinating science that hints at the dream's edges. Ever heard of the double-slit experiment? It's a cornerstone of quantum physics. Over a century old, yet it still baffles experts. Shoot particles through two slits onto a screen without watching, and they act like waves, spreading out in interference patterns. But observe them, measure which slit they pass through, and suddenly, they behave like solid particles, hitting in straight lines. What's happening? Consciousness, the observer, collapses the possibilities into one reality. It's as if the dream only solidifies when we look. This isn't just lab trivia. It's proof that your awareness shapes the physical world. In our simulation, particles are the brushstrokes of the programmer. By observing with intent, you co-create. This ties beautifully into the power of placebo. We've all heard stories, patients given sugar pills who heal as if on real meds. Skeptics call it mind over matter, but I see it as outer intention at play. Your belief pierces the veil, pulling in external energy to manifest change. Take a real anecdote. A friend of mine once installed a fake thermostat in his office to prank his team. They argued over settings, felt the temperature shift, even bundled up or fanned themselves. No wires, no connection, yet their reality adjusted. That's the dream, responding to expectation. If a dummy device can alter comfort, imagine what focused outer intention can do for health, relationships, or abundance. Now, let's get practical. How do you tap into this outer force? It's not one size fits all. It's deeply personal. For some, it's meditation, visualizing desires as already fulfilled. Others might use nature, staring at the stars, feeling the vastness dissolve boundaries. Me? I found power in creating tangible vessels. Picture this: you want a new career. Instead of just applying endlessly, that's inner work. Craft a vessel. Write your ideal role on a note. Add symbols that resonate, maybe a feather for freedom, or a coin for prosperity. Seal it, bury it under a tree, or float it down a river. The act releases it to the programmer. Then, watch synchronicities unfold. Doors open, connections appear. It's not magic, it's alignment. But here's a caveat: the dream fights back. Your mind, conditioned from birth, clings to common sense. Science, society, they reinforce the simulation's walls. To break free, cultivate openness, question everything. What if colors aren't universal? If you see blue and I see red, whose truth wins? It's a riddle that exposes perception's subjectivity. Train your mind to spot the obvious secrets hidden in plain sight. Look at the night sky. Infinite stars, yet we feel small. That's a clue. You're part of that infinity, not separate. As we build toward the heart of this, consider history's game changers. Figures who touched the outer realm and reshaped the world. Not through force, but through vision. One man, 2 millennia ago, spoke of faith moving mountains. His words echoed because they came from beyond the script. Today, with global challenges like climate shifts or conflicts, we need that same outreach. Imagine if enough of us awakened, not to destroy the dream, but to co-author a better one. No more scarcity, no more division. A reality of harmony, where outer intention flows freely. This brings us to the climax. You are the programmer's extension. Consciousness isn't simulated, it's the spark from outside. Your body? Part of the game. That's why pinpointing you feels elusive. Point to your head, heart. Nowhere pins it. You're everywhere and nowhere, eternal. To harness this, practice outer intention daily. Start small. Before bed, envision a vessel for tomorrow's peace. Feel it, release it. Over time, the simulation bends. Of course, not everyone's ready. Materialists thrive on inner paths, building empires brick by brick. That's valid. It hones discipline. But for those craving speed, depth, outer ways accelerate. I've seen it in my experiments, sending symbolic items to strangers, watching their lives transform. Feedback poured in, jobs landed, health restored. It wasn't me. It was the collective filling those vessels. So what's your move? If you could reprogram one aspect of this world, what would it be? Ponder carefully. Changes ripple. Maybe end hunger, foster unity, or unlock longevity. Share in the comments. Let's inspire each other. And here's a challenge. Over the next month, craft your own vessel. Document it, see what unfolds. Who knows, you might spark a chain reaction. As we wrap up, remember, this dream is yours to influence. Stay open, trust the outer pull, and watch miracles unfold. You're not just a player, you're a creator. Until next time, dream boldly, live fully. Peace to you.